Okay, so this is BELLULAR'S video about how to get all the stuff from the 20th anniversary
The event
event.
starts October 22nd.
It starts
runs
today.
For 76 days until
That's
January
today.
6th. And within
It goes till January 6th. Well, that's tons of time. That's plenty of time.
that span of time, we're going to get constant time walking and a whole bunch of content that is centered around the new Celebration Grounds area. That's located just outside the Caverns of Time, and you can get there super easily through the portal rooms in Stormwind and Orgrimmar. There's actually a hell of a lot to do, so first I'm going to break down all of the content that's coming, how the rewards work, and then how you can earn the new currency, all of course possible with today's sponsor.
Wow, he has really professional lighting. Does his lighting look really good?
We're going to teach you backend development with Python and Go. They are boot.dev, and they're not just any programmers. They're also like you and me. Quite literally, they reached out to me because they're viewers of the channel.
I don't know if they're like
now,
me.
Backend development
I don't know
essentially is
anything about
building
that.
the functionality in a site or an app. It's learning how to fire up a database and connect it all together.
He knows how to do that stuff.
People can actually use, and professionally, that's obviously valuable.
He's super smart.
Salaries of 100 grand, flexible working schedules, all that good stuff. Personally, well, you'll learn great skills.
That's pretty good salary.
Python. And when you know Python, why not try building a Discord bot for your guild, doing fun things like that? And of course, you'll learn on their platform that's got achievements, XP quests, even
that's nice. The gamified learning coding.
Always developing. Like literally, there's monthly patch notes, like the most recent one where they unveiled their new memory management course, and to go alongside all they do in the site, they have loads of free content, like a 7-hour walkthrough of their Python course to help get you started.
Let me turn the volume up. Okay, is that fun?
Interestingly for me, a functional programming walkthrough. Just kind of fun because I was 100% object-oriented by training. Computers are awesome, and with boot.dev, you can learn skills.
I learned some coding back in the day for my MySpace page, because you had to learn it if you wanted to have a cute page.
To build cool things with a computer, understand how the web works, and of course improve your job prospects. And even better, at boot.dev/BellularWarcraft, you get 25% off your first purchase. And the way to save the most would be to do the annual plan, and then if it's not for you, well, you can use the 30 days
they use Lua for a while.
Money back guarantee.
Is Lua easy to learn?
Is Blackrock Depths.
Like if you don't know any coding, can you figure out Lua?
It's been remade as an 8.
Yes, BRD. We're doing this today. Blackrock Depths.
Boss raid on LFR, normal, and heroic.
Yes.
It drops the loot that you would expect, but with the equivalent item level of Narubar, the current.
It drops the loot you would expect, but with no mastery. I hope you don't like mastery because you ain't getting any.
Current endgame raid, and it'll also fill up your great vault. Every boss has got revamped mechanics as well, so this is not just a simple scale it up and call it done.
New mechanics.
Put a lot of effort
is it hard?
And another neat component is that the bosses and mini bosses drop relic coffer keys.
Why is all this people standing in the fire?
These can actually be used to purchase specific bits of gear from these 3 vendors in the event ground. And depending on your luck, you'll get between 29 and 42 keys a run, and the items cost 40, which is terrific for sorting out a missing slot on any of your characters. Then there's Codex of Chromie.
Okay.
This is a 20-player...
So you will get either 29 to 42. So you could get one item or not, depending on your luck.
Scenario that you can queue for using the Dungeon Finder. Basically, you'll be reliving and defending the opening of the Gates of Anchorage, which is an event from the game's past.
I remember that.
There's a reward that drops gold, valor stones, upgrade crests, and warbound gear, so it's pretty good for that. And you can also queue from level 15 onwards, so here's to hoping the experience
15?
is good for this one.
I thought it was 10 onward. But I trust that he would know. This was from 3 days ago, so I bet he knows what he's talking about.
Then we have world bosses and...
Can y'all hear it? Is the audio volume still very low? Ooh. Okay, one second. I muted it for a second. I try to turn this up. It's okay. It's still a bit low. Here's what I can do. Also, Jay Horn, thank you for the 33-month resub. I appreciate that a lot. I'm gonna do this way. Okay, how is this? Let me move it back a
cost
little bit.
40, which is
that okay?
terrific for sorting out a missing slot on any of your characters. Then there's Codex of Chromie. This is a 20-player scenario that you can queue for using the Dungeon Finder.
Is that better?
Basically, you'll be reliving and defending the opening of the Gates of Anchorage, which is an event from the game's...
It's still low. Heck. Why?
Past. There's a daily queue reward that drops
Okay, how's
gold,
that?
valor stones, upgrade crests, and warbound gear, so it's pretty good for that. And you can also queue from level 15 onwards, so
Is that good?
here's to hoping the experience is good for this one. Then we have world boss, the opening of the Gates of Anchorage, which
I can turn that mo.
is an event from the game's past. There's a daily queue reward that drops gold, valor stones, upgrade crests, and warbound gear, so it's pretty good for that. And you can also queue from level 15 on.
You can queue from level
Basically,
15.
you'll be reliving and defending the opening of the Gates of Anchorage, which is
Yay.
from the game's past. There's a daily queue reward that drops gold, valor stones, upgrade crests, and warbound gear. It's pretty good for that.
Thanks for letting me know.
And you can also queue from level 15 onwards, so here's hoping the experience is good for this one. Then we have world bosses and
XP.
loads of them. Tanaris has got 3.
There's an echo. Okay.
Doomwalker, Shavanger, and Archivon, each of course has a loot table, and they do in fact drop their original mounts. Then you've got the Dragons of Nightmare, which are
Okay,
once
we'll
again
fix that.
back. These are especially important because they've got otherwise unobtainable appearances. You'll find these of course in the
Okay, so
hinterlands.
I-
It's got 3.
We need
Here's
to
to
scoot
hoping-
back a little
So
bit.
it's pretty good for that. And you can also queue from level 15 onwards. So here's to hoping the experience is good for this one. Then we have world bosses and loads of them.
Yes.
Tanaris has got 3. Doomwalker, Shavanger, and Archivon. Each of course has a loot table, and they do in fact drop their original mounts. Then you've got the Dragons of Nightmare, which are once again back. These are especially important because they've got otherwise unobtainable appearances. You'll find these
Otherwise unobtainable appearances for what? For transmogs?
of course, in the hinterlands, Ashenvale, Duskwood, and Feralus, and with the War Within's transmog changes, you'll be able to earn warband-wide appearances here far more easily. Finally, then,
Yeah.
there's Azuragos in Ashara and Kazak in the Blast
I love
Advance for a
Ashara.
total of 10 world bosses, all of which, of course, are shots at some scaled
We
up
have to-
gear. Our next feature is Classic Time
We'll have
Walking.
to do a
It
world
has the
tour.
original versions of Deadmine, Zul'Farrak, and both
Okay. 2 tokens. Man, it just like they give you like 1 or 2 tokens for every little thing you do. Like I feel like psychologically that is going to be rough.
versions of Deadmine, Zul'Farrak, and
2
both Wings of
tokens.
Diremol and
2.
Stratholme. Fairly iconic for those players who have been there since the beginning. And unlike other Time Walking weeks, you can queue for these from level 10, which is going to be brilliant for leveling.
Yes.
I mean, think maybe getting 4 levels a dungeon. It should be pretty
4 levels in a dungeon? What am I going to level first? On EU, I'll level my paladin from 75 to 80. On NA, I don't even know what to level next. Maybe my shaman. Maybe Volpera shaman.
crazy. There's an achievement for completing one of these
More
dungeons
shots.
and an achievement for completing all of them, and this is not a one-time thing. This will live on as a proper part of the time walking rotation, though it is going to be active for the entire duration of this event, with the rest of the time walking schedule continuing as normal. And that means that during the weeks where this is active and another time walking is active, you'll be able to blast all the way up to near max level super quick just using the time walking done.
What? What? I did not understand what he just said. Let's back up. I'm too dumb. Okay, there's 2 time walkings going on at the time walking. There's an ordinary time walking schedule happening at the same time as the time walk. What?
The rest of the
Hold
time
up.
walking as a proper part of the time walking rotation.
Okay.
There's an achievement for completing one of these dungeons and an achievement for completing all of them, and this is not a one-time thing.
Okay.
This will live on as a proper
Classic
part of the
time
time walking
walking.
rotation, though it is going to be active for the entire duration of this event,
During the
with
event.
the rest of the time walking schedule continuing as normal.
But the rest of the time walking schedule will keep happening. So does this mean we'll have double time walking?
And that means that during the weeks where this is active and another time walking is active, you'll be able to blast all the way up to near max level super quick just
Okay. So there's going to be other time walking weeks happening at the same time as this classic time walking is going on. But how is that going to help you blast harder?
Using the
Oh my God. Look, I paused it right here and it looked
up
like
to near max level,
Wait.
super quick, just using the time.
It looked like his face was on the boss. That's really stupid. I'm sorry.
Using the time walking dungeons.
Okay.
The next feature then is guest relations, and that may not seem exciting unless you partook in what it's a follow-up to, which is Secrets of Azeroth. It was a much-loved event that was ran last year, and this is a fairly similar concept. It's framed around solving the problems of characters who attend. Because it's Azeroth, they are a colourful bunch. Expect loads of Easter eggs, and if you complete the whole thing, you'll check off 3 achievements, earning you the detective title
Solving
and
the
2
problems
thinking
of the characters. I can't even solve my own problems. How the hell am I supposed to help them?
Transmogs. Codex Revenge also returns, but it hasn't been changed. It's essentially a nod to the original Alteric Valley, complete with dailies, a weekly and mount rewards. And finally, there's the Celebration Grounds.
So not 8 hours long.
In them, you'll find 3 main activities. They're called Mount Mania, Fashion Frenzy, and Story Time. They rotate every 15 minutes, and then there are smaller ones like Pet Dress Up, Character Cosplaying, Balloon Rides, Ice Rink, Photo Booth, and Vista Portals. And if you complete all the achievements from doing these, you'll unlock the Cold Flame Tempest mount, which is themed after the internal...
Oh, that's an achievement mount. Okay, so this is from doing all these other little mini games. That's how you get the bird. Okay.
Character
So that means you can probably get that right away.
Playing Balloon Rides, Ice Rink, Photo Booth, and Vista Portals. And if you complete all the achievements from doing these, you'll unlock the Cold Flame Tempest mount, which is themed after the internal...
That's actually amazing news because it means it's not another thing you need to buy with this freaking tokens.
Blizzard employee rewards. So, that's a lot
Oh
of...
my God, the Blizzard employee reward. I saw somebody on Reddit was like, finally, we're going to get a commendation for our service as Blizzard employees testing bugs and doing QA. That was so funny.
Content. Next, though, we've got to talk about the currency. In this event, bronze celebration tokens are used to purchase most of the new and exciting cosmetics.
Right.
And thankfully, they are...
Is it just me? Is he like blazing through this video super fast?
Are a fairly alt-friendly system. They are warband transferable, which is quite nice, and you earn them through a few one-time quests, a single daily quest, a selection of weekly activities including new event ones and existing war within ones. What's important to note though is that those only reward tokens once per week across your entire warband, so
once per week on your whole war. Honestly, I'm glad. Because if it was something that you need to do on every character, it would be awful. It would burn you out really hard.
You don't need to mass farm all of these weeklies on all of your characters. The big thing, though, is that once you earn 100 tokens across your warband, you'll unlock an achievement called Token Collector. And when you do, this will allow you to earn tokens from various repeatable, uncapped sources across your warband. And just to get a sense of numbers here, the big ticket reward that most people are excited about, of course, are the Tier 2 remakes.
Yes!
Your first purchase costs 60 tokens, the second costs 40, and the rest will only cost 20 for a combined cost of 320 tokens.
Gotta get them all.
So 320 plus some more is basically our big goal. First, though, we need to get 100 tokens, so let me break that down for you.
Okay.
Bear in mind the Blizzard may tweak a few numbers here and there before this hits live, but basically, here's how the whole thing works.
How do we do it?
To start you off, there are 2 introductory quests at the event ground that get you 7 tokens in total. They're really
First quest, 7 tokens.
Really quick, and you'll also be able to pick up a quest to defeat the final boss of Blackrock Depths, which will be worth 5 tokens.
We're going to do that right away at 7 tonight. 5 tokens.
There's the daily quest called Celebrate Good Fun. It's really simple, and completing it gets you 3 tokens and a 10% rep and XP buff that stacks on top of the event's baseline 10%
Gotta
buff,
do that.
which is very nice indeed.
15
Our next set
tokens.
of earnings then are through the weekly quests. Now, these weekly quests, in terms of token rewards, are once per week warband wide.
Right.
So you can complete them on any character, but if you do the same quest on 2 characters, the second character won't get any tokens. They'll still get rewards, but they just won't be as good. The upshot, though, is that you do not need to farm these on every single character.
Yeah,
like
we've been
mad
over
to
that
maximize
already. We
your
just talked about that.
gains. And they all basically work the same way.
Got it.
Your first completion earns you 3 tokens and a cache of bronze celebration treasures, with repeated ones just awarding the cache, with that cache having
So how many is that from weeklies? Can you buy a set in the first week?
gear. There are 5 of these in total, 1 to defeat the 3 world bosses in Tanaris, 1 to earn 500
15
honor
plus
in
15 is
Codex Revenge,
30, so no.
1 to complete Chromie's Codex, another to do 5 time-walking dungeons, and 1 to defeat the final boss of the Blackrock Depths raid, which again, you could just quickly do on LFR because you will actually be able to queue up for just the final boss wing, so that's pretty damn handy. Doing all of these will get you 15 tokens a week, plus lots of other resources, which is brilliant for your alts, and there is also another weekly for battle pets that will drop too, for a
battle pets
complete total of 17 a week. Then we've got the various
17 a week. 15 from the intro stuff, plus the raid. 15 from your weeklies and the battle pet quests. That's 17. No. 17. Wait, how many? I lost track already. Shit.
GEAR weekly. So the theater troops, Snuffling, Weaver's Court, and the special assignment world quest will give you 1
just help me out, man. How many can I get in a week?
token each, while Call of the World Soul and Archives will give you 2. Each weekly event also has got an associated
too many to count. It's too many.
quest, which will give you 2 coins, and you'll also get 1 from the PvP weekly. All in all, it should be about 9 a week. And put simply, you can expect to earn just over 60 tokens in your first week. That's enough to purchase your first tier
60 tokens in your first week? That is enough to get your first tier set. Thank you, Bellular.
to remaster. I've got to imagine that'll be Judgment for most people, and that will get you
Judgment? No, that's too mainstream. I'm gonna go with Storm Rage set, probably. I don't know. I haven't decided.
most of the way to the token collector achievement, with you being able to finish that achievement in your second week. Putting all this together, the daily quest can get you 21 a week, the event weeklies will give you 17 a week, and then the Kazal GEAR weeklies give you 9 a week, for a total of 47 tokens a week.
Yeah.
Of course, by week 2, you will unlock the token collector achievement, and that is going to boost our earnings way further. It unlocks repeatable token earnings from doing content, which does mean that you'll be able to farm all this stuff out like crazy on your alts if you really want to.
I will.
So a full clear of the Blackrock Depths raid will earn you between 8 and 12 a week. Now, we do believe that's still on a weekly lockout because it's a raid and it's per boss, not per difficulty. But that basically means you can complete Heroic in your main, you can do LFR in your alt, and you'll get tokens for both. The Chromie's Codex and Timewalking Classic queues will each award 2 tokens as well when you've got this achievement, though for some reason in PT...
It's a question. We don't know yet if you get tokens separately per boss or per the difficulty. Like, if you do it on LFR and then you do it on normal, you get tokens for both boss.
I was able to get them without the achievement, so that may just be a bug. World bosses will also drop a token, as will the Codex Revenge dailies. So with that, you'll be able to get loads, and it is hard to say exactly how these will work. Some features have been really annoying to test in PTR. You just cannot get enough people to do the Chromie event most of the time, and Blizzard have been constantly tweaking the numbers. But basically, all bets will be off, and you'll just be able to farm up in an uncapped fashion.
They can always change things after the event is live, too. So
whenever we fully understand all of that, I will have a guide for you. Let's talk about the rewards then. The most important ones are the Tier 2 remakes. They do cost 320 tokens in total, and they're sold by Treya. Bobadormu sells
the Evoker one is really good. Ooh, so is the Mage.
Are the Tier 2 remakes. They do cost 320 tokens in total, and they're sold by
I love that set.
Treya. Bobadormu sells the Timewalking Classic.
Bobadormu. I don't know why I said that. It's fun to say. Bobadormu. Okay, what was he talking about? Time Warp badges.
Items for Time Warp badges.
Yes.
But most notably, he's got, well, a large selection, but also weapons that are from Classic Season of Discovery.
Cute.
Then you'll find Historian Maddie, who has got new rewards as well. There's a ring, head, back, one-handed sword, and shield that are all inspired.
He likes boba. Oh my god, I had boba yesterday. I like must fight the ADHD right now.
By the Blizzard Employee Service rewards, as well as the Little Doomy Pet and bags of Time Warped badges.
Stop thinking about boba. Okay, Time Warp badges. It's classic time walking. It's cool. Okay. Back on track.
Those bags have got 20 badges and they cost 1 token. That's really not a great deal, and I think that essentially just exists so that at the end of the event, you're not wasting your leftover tokens. She also sells 2 mounts, pets, toys, and transformation items. You'll then find store...
Excuse me? Did you just say Transformation items? Like what? You can't just skim past that. What kind of transformation items are you talking about for classic time walking? He's not going to say. He's not going to say.
Leftover tokens. She also sells 2 mounts, pets,
What's
toys, and transformation items. You'll then find storekeeper Reginald. He's really important because he's got previous
I'm very serious about transformation items.
anniversary event rewards. These are things like the Onyxian Whelpling, the Baby Blizzard Bear, Hatespark the Tiny Little Nefarian, the Molten Corgi, and 2 mounts, the Corehound and the Obsidian
Onyxian
Worldbreaker.
Whelpling and Lil Nefarian are great battle pets.
These were the big headline rewards from past events.
Molten Corgi is
the
also a
NPC
good pet.
actually says it could be 5 or 10 years before he returns. So yeah, don't expect
What?
to be 5 or 10. And the NPC actually says it could be 5 or 10 years before he returns. So yeah, don't expect him back next year. Definitely try to get those. Then to finish us off, Grabbly sells a bunch of titles, and over in Hillsborough Foothills, where the original Alteric Valley NPCs were, you'll actually find the time-displaced PvP vendors. They're cool. They actually sell a bunch of previously unobtainable items. They cost Time Warp badges and Marks of Honor, and this does include some nice faction-specific rewards. Another thing that will be quite big is gear rewards for your alts. Those weeklies drop caches. The queues drop caches. So by doing those, you'll be swimming in coffer keys, and you'll get lots of starting gear for your characters. And that's not even counting you having 10 world bosses worth of loot to do on those characters, plus the time walking event chests, of which there will be many. And also, time walking will be absurdly fast for leveling this time round. So that's quite a lot of stuff.
Nice.
But technically, it's not everything. Patch 11.05 has got more stuff in it, and you can learn more about that with this video next.
Thanks for doing the math for us, Bellular, so we know how many we're gonna get, and we know we'll be able to get at least one of these tier sets this week. The tier sets, if you haven't seen, I can link to this post in the Twitch chat for y'all, so you can figure it out which one you want. Death Knight looks great. Demon Hunter. Druid looks great. Evoker looks amazing. Hunter, great. Mage is very good. Monk looks very good. Obviously incredible. 10 out of 10. It's a Riz and good. All good. Well, yeah. I mean, this is iconic. These are iconic looks made to look better than ever before. So I'm hyped. I think what will I buy first is probably Storm Rage. Well, yeah, probably the Druid one. Probably the Druid one or Evoker. Yeah, I really like what they did here with the long, with the robe, the styling of this robe there for Mage. Obviously, everybody's going to be walking around with Judgment today. Well, not today, but by the end of the week. But if it's all weekly stuff, you should be able to get it pretty quickly. I actually love this one as well. The Shaman set. I'm absolutely going to pick this one up too. God, I have so much. There's going to be so much for me to do because I'm doing this on 2 accounts.